Hi, Dr. McLaughlin here. The following is my presentation of how I believe knee problems start. They start years ago with subluxations up in the L3 region of the spine. And that causes the irritation of the L3 nerve, and that nerve injects into the vastus lateralis muscle, which is right about where this arrow is pointing. And that causes tension in the muscle there, and that causes a pull superiorward to where the vastus lateralis, rectus femoris, and vastus medialis attach, which is to this ASS, the anterior superior iliac spine. It attaches there and it inserts into the anterior tubercle of the tibia right here. So as that L3 nerve irritates and dumps acetylcholine, you form a bump or a fasciculitis at that muscle, right about where your hand would go into your pocket and where your middle finger would be. So you check yourself out to see if you have a lump right there in the vastus lateralis. It will take the kneecap, which is right around just above where the meniscus line is. And that's where the kneecap should reside. Right above there is a little groove in the femur, and that's where the kneecap is supposed to be. Well, that kneecap is pulled ever so slightly up, and that changes the leverage that the vastus lateralis gains by going through the patella. Like a seesaw pivot point between two children on a seesaw, as you move the pivot point toward one person on the seesaw, it causes an increased mechanical advantage, and the vastus lateralis can pull harder. And as it pulls harder and harder and harder up, it bangs the meniscus into the tibia and femur joint. The tibia is pulled up, up, up with every step, banging these meniscus, and also by force of the way it's designed flat, it pulls the tibia up. So not only is it not banking it back in the way the joint moves, but it bangs the tibia into the femur, smashing these meniscus, causing damage. So the treatment is to, of course, fix the subluxation at L3, spread the acetylcholine deposits that are in this muscle, vastus lateralis and rectus femoris mainly, and scrape those out with gua sha, move those around, relax this muscle, stretch the muscle down, which lowers the kneecap back down into its more mechanically advantageous pivot point in the sort of the middle of the seesaw. Another way to consider, I just have a piece of wood here, and that's causing a teeter-totter with my finger. Let's say it's in the middle, and you can see the seesaw goes on. But if the kneecap moves up, this person on this end of the seesaw now has a mechanical disadvantage and has to pull harder down. And when pulling harder down, it pulls up and bangs the tibia into the femur with the hitting the meniscus cushioning there. So as we move as we walk, every step we get up, pull up, along with the teeter-totter mechanical movement we're requesting. So we try to move that kneecap down, get it more in the center of that teeter-totter, and it doesn't pull up before you get the kick of your leg. Your foot comes out like that. So we want to make sure we got the kneecap down, and that's what happens with the subluxation of the L3, which specifically goes into that vastus lateralis, which pulls that kneecap up about half an inch or so, and that ruins the mechanical advantage, making it have to pull harder before you get the foot to kick out. Hope that makes sense.